Hello everyone, welcome. I am your host, Fukustar the Fortune Star. And today we're gonna be reading some creepypasta. Ooh. Are you guys ready? Welcome Khalif, welcome Kajom, welcome Rain. How are you guys doing today? Hi. Whoa. Fuku, why didn't you use this avatar all of October? Well, it's because I just made it. I just made it just for today. Oh my gosh. Goku Star, yes. A girl. A manner. A goal. Why am I actually vibrating like that? Hold on, let me turn on the light. A cemetery. I want to try zooming into my face today. I wonder how it will look if I oh gosh, but the problem is that I see why I never do it, because it's not possible for me. it's not easily done. I have to like move around and then find the edge and then there you go. Today you're gonna be seeing my face like this. We're gonna be reading. You're gonna get close, little Starlites. Get close to me. We're gonna be reading some spooky stuffs. Are you ready? Are you ready for tonight? Are you enjoying Halloween so far? Are you having an eventful Halloweeny? Let's see. Even Fuku laughs has become evil. Yes. It's Halloween. Of course I'm evil. You haven't even seen the best of me. Don't forget, guys. In about... what? I can't do math. 9 hours. For the Halloween special. Sorry for my friends in Asia. You're gonna have to wake up very early if you wanna watch it. But it's gonna be there afterwards anyways. But I'm gonna wake up very early to be with you guys so we can watch it together. Bro, switch sides. Yes, in October I become evil. Or maybe I'm always evil. How would you know? How would you know? Halloween in Tokyo is fun, but I'm not enjoying it as much as other people due to religion. So I was right. I was right the entire time. Well, you know, that's unfortunate. I'm not enjoying it so much because I don't know where people hang out on Halloween. So I just stayed home. But maybe next year. I don't know. I like enjoying it with you guys instead. People are cringe. I prefer the people online. All my enemies live in this computer. Freaking freaking computer. This is where all you guys live. You were as unfortunate as in Mush. We're in the same boat here. Yeah. We're gonna hunt us for your blood. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for tomorrow. I want to show you that video so bad. So bad already. I just noticed I'm missing my outline. I am missing my outline in this avatar. Interesting. I forgot my outline, but it's okay. It makes you look cooler, right? Am I right, fellas? Okay, why don't we get to reading? Shall we get started? Pink nails, even Fuku's evil, he's slain. Pink nails, broski, my body has decomposed to the point where my blood doesn't flow anymore. Hello Puffkins, welcome. You're here from the beginning since YouTube client doesn't let you chat today. No. Refresh, reset your cache, your cookies. Get rid of your cookies. Okay, let's get to reading, shall we? If you're in the Discord, remember we do have a Discord. I'm gonna post it right here. If Stellaris is awake, Stellaris, Stellaris, eh? Is Stellaris dead? Oh, I accidentally I think I accidentally banned Stellaris because I was I was testing something. I forgot. Sorry, Stellaris. Let me fix that right now because we need her. You would try that. Yeah. Refresh. You reset your cookies. If you're using Google Chrome, open the inspector and then hold down the refresh button for a little bit, and you'll get two extra options. Reset cache. I do that all the time. Yeah, I accidentally banned Stellaris. Let me bring her back because we need her for the Discord. We're gonna need her for this episode. Stellaris. Eh? Stellaris? Was there an underscore in Stellaris' name? Oh, I can't find her. What the heck? No. This cannot be happening right now. Anyone knows her YouTube channel? Hello, Fennec. Welcome. How you doing? My soon-to-be bestie Stellaris gone. Yeah, sorry. I was testing something. Accidentally wiped her off the plane. What is the best way to find her? I can't even remember. Well, she was in the last stream, right? So I can just look it up there. Stellaris. Oh my gosh, it's taking like a million years to load. What's going on with YouTube? I thought we had Fiverr in Japan. Stellaris. Oh, found her. Okay. Sorry, Stellaris. You can come back now. Yeah, there you go. She's back, guys. She's okay. She was just taking some ibuprofen, okay? Let's take ibuprofen together, guys. Okay, let's start. I want to open up with some really cool ones. I've always been a huge fan of the Sonic EXE. I know. Oh, I was gonna say the reason why I'm putting Discord is because you can go into the Discord and you can send me some creepypastas through the stream channel, the stream talk channel. I already have a few of them here from Ren. So if you'd like to send some, you can, and I will read them on stream. But I want to start with some like Sonic.exe and Majora's Mask, some of the classic ones. I want to start with those because I've never actually read them. I know about them, but I've never read them myself. And I feel like it's the perfect time to read them together, shall we? I've never used this website, so I don't know how to use it, to be honest. Let's see. Watch it go down and my... Oh, freak! These images are so creepy. Eh? I'm not gonna read this alone. Why is it so creepy? Eh? You guys wanna read it with me? Okay. This one is called Been Drowned. Been Drowned. It's It's really creepy. I don't know. I wasn't planning on showing the screen today, but look at this thing. Holy guacamole! What the heck is going on? You guys probably know Ben Drown, right? Everyone is a pretty popular Ben creepypasta. The heck is this freaking... Oh gosh! Okay. Never mind. Can't wait to hear your spooky stories. Estimated reading 47 minutes? Oh my gosh, this is for nerds. Yeah, this is Jesus. Ooh la la. Can we find maybe a shorter one? What about let's see. I don't How long is this one? 18 minutes. Okay, shall we start with this one maybe? I played Ocarina of Time before, so the creepypasta is infamous. Yeah, it's super popular, but I didn't know it was 47 minutes. What in the Sigma? Oh my gosh, where's the lyrics for that song? Ren is gonna hate me for this one. Hello, Wingly Wingly, welcome. Spooky, scary skibbities and rizzlers than your guts. And if you could risk Leviton, then so could Kaizenat. Ah, lovely. Okay, I'm leaving. No. Wait. I can explain. Okay. I don't know why there's a freaking... Alright, well, anyways. Forbidden Banker. Why does it become white when I zoom in? Okay. Whatever. Maybe this will work better. I don't know. Does it work better? Yes. Perfect. I love it. Give me 3,000. We're leaving? Just got here. No, leaving. No leaving. Maybe I'll just read it. I'll just read it and you guys choose 5. I think that makes more sense. Okay. For you, gaming is about escape. When you push the button on the console, switch the PC on, you are switching the real world off and escaping to somewhere else for a while. Recently, the bright primary colors and flat backgrounds of retro games have been your escape. Sure, the graphics are virtually primitive, and the plinky plunk music can be infuriating. But there's something about the simplicity, the fullness of the characters, and the amazing gameplay of those games that really appeals. Until that is, one of those games, full bright sunshine days, suddenly turns dark. Until one of your favorite characters fills the screen, but instead of offering his usual wide smile and mischievous eyes, he instead offers you emptiness, terror, and the dark hollow void of empty sockets that leak some awful fluid. Oh no! The music faints, the eyeless face glares out, and you realize far too late. You're in his world now. Skirting similar territory to infamous Van Tran. Wait, this is the overview, okay. Why are they talking about Ben Drown? Let me read this real quick, I guess. Skirting the similar territory of infamous Van Drown, creepypasta Sonic EXE is a creepypasta story based around a haunted computer game. Switching focus from Nintendo to Sega, the story concerns a version of classic game Sonic. Sometimes I forget that Sonic is from Sega and not from Nintendo. At least not in the past. Now it's kind of like everywhere, right? But creepypastas with Fuku while studying. This is the peak that I've wanted. Studying on a Thursday night. Ugh. Unbelievable, Brisky. It's Halloween. I mean, that is kind of a horror story, I suppose. Studying? Yeah. Okay, the creepypasta story. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed until I noticed out of my peripheral vision that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. I paused the game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle, whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though that was the weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and it was in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy this CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc, and you'll destroy him. But do it quick. Otherwise, he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Destroy it. Please, Kyle. Well, that was certainly weird, even though Kyle is my best friend, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me. The freaking song. Is this from Luigi's Mansion? Sorry. Well, that was certainly weird, even though Kyle is my best friend, and I haven't... Oh my gosh, because I've seen so many memes with this song. I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think it was a simple gaming disc will do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. Anyway, I look at the disc and it looks like an ordinary computer CD-ROM disc, except it had black marker on it written Sonic EXE, and it was much like Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic, quote unquote, on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome! Because like I said earlier, I like the classics. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start. There was a split second when I saw the title image turn into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying, before cutting to the black. I remember what the image looked like in the split second before the game cut black. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666. And the water had turned red like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic. But the freakiest thing that was in the split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding with two glowing... What's that loud? Glowing red dots staring right at me. And his smile had stretched wider up the edges of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it. After cut back black, it stayed like that for 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. And I was like, what the heck? What's this thing doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, then I noticed something off. The background was the dark, cloudy sky of the bad Stardust Speedway, level from Sonic City. And there was only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound. Only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you are on is just red static for all 3 files. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure that something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game? For crying out loud. That's when I realized that this wasn't a glitchy game, it was a hack the game. But it definitely looked hacked, it was really creepy. But as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared. Or at least I tried not to be. I told myself it was just a hacked game, and there's nothing wrong with it. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose Tails. And when I selected and got started, the game froze for about 5 seconds, and I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. The references here, if you're not a gaming nerd, like I have no clue what these words mean. Who the frick is Kefka? And what the heck is... what the heck is the Earthbound music from Cavern of Winters? Holy guacamole. Like... Am I supposed to Google Kefka from Final Fantasy? Oh, I'm gonna hear a mouthful from Rain. I've done it now, didn't I? Every game could be creepy if you add a specific tone to it. My life can be the same. Cavern of Winters. Yeah, every game can be creepy. The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Then it showed the typical level title thing. Except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red and the text showed only Hill Act 1. The screen faded and the level vanished, revealing Tails in the green hail zone from Sonic 1. The music was different though, it sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any other classic Sonic game. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That was when a peaceful music started to lower down into slow deep tones very slowly as they kept going. I suddenly saw something and I stopped to see what it was. It was only the small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him have before. So I had him move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals, as Tails moved past them looking more and more worried as the music lowers, and he moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all die. They all looked like somebody killed them in a rather gruesome ways. A squirrel was hanged on a tree with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out, and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there was no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. After a minute passed after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen, with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then his smile faltered, obviously noticing that Sonic wasn't responding to him, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. So this had to have been a cutscene. Suddenly, I began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was about to happen. I heard a faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. The foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like that little title image. Thought there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello. Do you want to play with me?" At this point I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to the different level, with the level title now saying, "Hide and Seek." This time I was in the Angel Islands level from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area. He was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the 4th wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could. Oh gosh, I'm getting chills down my spine. Oh my gosh. What the heck? A pixelated version of that creepy theme. When you met Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from SA2 was playing as I made Tails trek through the desolate forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again, that awful Kefka laugh. Right after 10 seconds I have passed as I helped Tails run through the forest. And then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen, again with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that suspense. Hold on, hold on. Why am I getting creeped out all of a sudden? What the heck? This is so unlike me. Uh, the music changed to that suspenseful droning jingle as they see Sonic behind Tails, slowly gaining up on him, flying. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying. The flying pose his sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose, except it was just Sonic and he had the black and red eyes again only. This time he had the most deranged look grin on his face. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving the poor little fox as he gained up on him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, the music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails lay there and started crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch and I kind of teared up myself. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down from those black eyes of Sonic as a grin slowly grew from his face as he looked down at the horrified fox. I could do nothing but watch. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned only to the time it said, "You're too slow. Want to try again?" And then that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? I shook the chalk off as I was brought back to the character select. To save the file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself, which was flickering with that red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black and he had an expression of anguish on his face, trying to ignore it and picked up Knuckles next. The laugh came again and the screen cut to the black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick twisted joke or anything really. But despite my fear what happened next, I kept playing. By the way, welcome Lana. How you doing? Welcome. Happy Halloween. The next level looked so much different. It had the ground of the Scrap Brain Zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark reddish cloud sky, but it was the music that creeped me out the most. These are like extremely long, by the way. Maybe we should read something else. I don't have that much time to begin with. Everyone knows how Sonic ends, but I guess we get the point. The writing on these ones are like very like novice, like amateur. Cause like he keeps saying anyways. After each sentence he keeps saying anyways. I started to just ignore like the anyways. I just like was skipping it. But yeah, very, very amateur writing, I suppose. Why don't we read something that Rain posted? Let's see what Rain has got in store for us. Shall we? Watch them be like, oh, this is 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Good choice about that. This is 7 minutes long. This one was picked by Rain. Wish upon a star. You guys ready? I wonder why Rain picked this one. You started the stream when I was sleeping? Yeah, it's because live in a different time zone now. So you have to wake up early, okay? You have to wake up early to hang out with me. Okay, so this one is called Wish Upon a Star. I had always loved the night sky. Be it for twinkling light of the stars, the clever smile of the crescent moon, or that every night my mother will tell me stories as we gazed upon them together. She will bundle me up in my favorite blue blanket, only to hold me hostage, smothering me with kisses and tickling my stomach, until I nearly cried tears of laughter. You want me to smother you with kisses? Mwah. Mwah. We will sit together for what felt like hours as she spun her tales. Retold stories she had been told by her own mother. Even in old age, she used the same unserious voices she had used on those nights so long ago. It wasn't a night just like those nights before that my mother had spoken of wishing stars. With her arms stretched towards the sky, she pointed to the plethora of stars, explaining that there were few that washed us from the vast darkness of the night. Can I point to the stars? I can point. Watching and listening for children's purest of heart, she said that if you listen closely, you could hear them giggling at one another as we dream of our innermost desires and fantasies. It was then that we saw it, only for a brief moment. Did it leave its trail of starlight, but long enough that I was able to squeeze my eyes shut and make my wish. I wish for a friend. After we had finished our nightly procrastination, our stories concluded and our laughter subsidized. She lifted me up in one swift swoop, and at which I giggled and melted into her embrace. Just before my body met with the bed, she would gently drop me in the mattress, toppling me over, claiming I was so much more comfortable than any mattress she had used. Dragging out of the bowl as I attempted to shove her off of me, I groaned, "Mom, you have your own bed, not me." She chuckled as she brought her face to my own. First to rub her nose to mine, only to kiss my forehead as she tucked me in. Before I could even think to run it away, she gave me that look, "Are you really going to wipe away my love for you?" I simply shook my head as I covered my lower half of my face with my blanket to hide my smile. "I love you," I whispered. Though the fabric leaning against the frame of my door, she returned the smile I tried so hard to hide. "I love you the most." My eyelids were so heavy, I swear I had already fallen asleep before she had turned off the lights and shut the door. My eyes fluttered open, my eyelids still heavy. I hadn't even slept very long. My stomach churned as the same sound that had woken me resumed. A low, uncanny whispering followed the very prolonged tapping of glass. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. My body went stiff as the final tap had become a deafening sound that I could only describe as similar to nails on a chalkboard. I'm surprised I had made it out of my bed without my legs giving out. My body trembled with every step. The whispering grew louder as I hesitantly sniffed towards the windowsill. My plans had felt clammy as they gripped onto the thick fabric of my curtains. A light shone through each crease. Every entrance you could see through it had done so. My heart nearly left my chest. It had been beating so harshly as the coldness of the air nipped at my skin. It hadn't been so cold earlier, had it? My mind raced with questions. my breath rigid and my mouth dry, as if it to wake me once more in a single tap echoed against the walls of my bedroom. I feel like we should get maybe we should get some um like fire sounds. How do you call it? Like a campfire ambience. You know what I mean? Let's see. How does this work? Too cozy? No, it's gonna be creepy. Watch. Uh, maybe this is a little better. Gather around, children. Got cutting off an appointment. No worries, so good, so good. Why did I open the curtains? Why didn't I simply fallen back to sleep when I had first woken up? Questions I ponder even now. The curiosity of a child is not so easily tainted. Hold on, actually. Is it too loud for you guys? This is good, right? Freaking why are the Is that a little better? I feel like it might be too loud. I don't know. Okay, that should be good. I think. Swallowing that very fear, I had nearly taken down the curtains as I ripped them open. Unprepared for what I may have found, but so eager, so determined to vanquish whatever may be waiting for me. There, standing in the moonlight, was a creature unlike anything I had ever seen. Its skin was void of color, an empty blackness that blended into the darkness of the night, sickly thin and sleek beneath the light. Each and every part of its body seemed disproportionate and disfigured, from its neck to the splendid limbs that seemed to stretch forever. But the most terrifying part was its face, or rather, where its face should have been. What had been instead was unmistakably a star. Though not like any star I had been seen in while Mother told me her stories. No, this star was a grim and grotesque. Each edge was uneven and sharp. Its light felt sinister as it gave off an unsettling cold. What would be its face consisted of two unblinking eyes, a sharp, pointed nose, and a perverse smile that had stretched to be unnaturally wide, almost as if splitting the star-like head into two. Its lips were thin and cracked, revealing uneven and jagged teeth. Is this how you see me, Rain? My lips parted as if to scream, but no sound came out. My body betrayed me as it fell to the once comforting carpet of my floor. Each fiber had felt like needles to the touch against my near frozen skin. Oh, how I wanted to look away, to scream and to cry, and yet all I could do was look. I had never known a smile that could invoke such a raw terror as this, nor eyes so eerie. The creature moved closer, its limbs bending and twisting in unnaturally ways. Unnatural? Can we make it unnatural? I watched unmoving as the darkness rippled around its arm that had reached for the window, teasingly dragging its fingertips along the pane before its needle-like claws had wedged it open. Ooh. Come, play with me, it whispered. Like the rustling of leaves, I felt all the warmth leave my body as it crept closer. I shook my head, dragging my body away from the window. Yet the creature did not stop. My voice had yet to return, caught in the back of my throat. The hairs of my arms stood tall as goosebumps ran along my skin. It had climbed through the window, its body and limbs stretching and contorting to fit through and into such a small place. Its face shone brighter to feel the darkness of the room. Don't be afraid, little one. The stinging chill of the presence settled, and its smile seemingly softened. You wished for a friend, did you not? I nodded as tears began to stream down my face. This wasn't what I asked for. I wished for a friend, not a monster. The creature lifted a single claw to my cheek, wiping away my tears, while staring down upon me with a wicked smile. Stretched his neck over my fear-stricken body. I felt myself being effortlessly lifted. It placed me back in my bed, petting my hair. With that very same claw before retreating to the foot of my bed. Do not fret. Friends do not make friends cry. And we shall be friends for a very long time. That night I had closed my eyes, hoping it all to be a dream. A horrible dream, but each and every night I felt its gaze, its very presence as its smile widened. Never once did it speak, but it watched as I slept, as I dreamed and grew. It will stare as I grew distant from my mother, who had once told me stories that her mother had told her. Never again would I wish upon a star, for the friend I've been given reminds me of what happens when I do. Very nice little story, isn't it? I wish Mama Star could pick me up too. Nothing comes close like the motherly care and love and warmth, doesn't it? Let's see. What is the next one that you sent? You sent Relax FM and 5 Angels Numbers. Let me read this one first because this one is just 3 minutes. It's just 3 minutes. Even though it said 7 minutes, because I'm reading it in such a way, it's like dragging along the story a little bit. Hello, Pump Coco. Welcome. Hi. We're reading scary stories if you care to join us. If you're brave enough. This one is called 5 Angel Numbers That Signal Terror. When someone mentions angels' numbers, many people who have at least some understanding of numerology immediately think of luck, positivity, and spiritual guidance. And indeed, most of the time, the fact that you encounter specific number sequences is a sign that your angel is guiding your way towards positive things. However, it turns out there are particular occasions when some of these numbers can instead act as warning signs and signal dangers that's about to happen in your life. In this article, we'll overview 5 angels numbers that require you to be treated with casino, as they might not be the positive reminders you expect. What the heck? Did you just give us math homework, Ren? What is this? When I encounter number sequences, my first reaction is run. Really? Are number sequences bad? Wait, hold on. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Sequences of 2. Seeing the angel number 2 among the list of numbers that leads to danger might seem odd at first glance. The thing is that this number is usually associated with positive meanings, such as balance and harmony. Especially if you encounter angels number 22, 222, or 2222. The energy of this number doubles or triples, but believe it or not, there are specific occasions when the number 2 does more harm than good. In fact, in recent years, scientists have noticed that there is an increasing trend of everything reducing by 2%. For instance, human stuff's count reduced by 2% every year. The same happens to insect biomass. Reported crime rates in some countries and unemployment rates. Of course, this trend isn't yet present in all fields. For instance, gambling, the number 2 is still considered a symbol of good luck. And thus, if you notice an impressive offer like a $20 minimum deposit online casino, while playing casinos online, don't be afraid to go for it. This angel number doesn't work in this scenario. At least not yet. This one, sequences of 6. This one is probably less surprising than the previous angel number. That's because the number 666 is commonly associated with various negative connotations, such as evil and misfortune. Again, in numerology and spirituality, the single digit 6 is a symbol of balance between material and spiritual worlds. But when you notice 66 or 666, instead of just 6, the meaning is usually different. This is getting good, actually. The number 666 isn't only related to spirituality, but it has also been linked to various cultural and religious warnings. For instance, in the book of Revelations from the Bible, the number 666 is referred to the number of the beast, and it symbolizes the Antichrist. Not surprisingly, it's also common in pop culture, and numerous horror movies featuring the number 666 as a sign of danger and terror. As a result, there are so many people afraid of the number of the 666, even it has its own name. Hexacosioi hexaconta hexaphobia. Anyone mind telling me if I into church slumber? This is called 5 angel numbers that signal terror. Shadow layers are nearby the corner. Oh gosh. I hope that's not what they're wearing. 222222. A tutu? Oh my gosh. Number 3. Angel number 4. If you're aware of the significance of 4 in Easter cultures, chances are that you won't be surprised by seeing this angel number on the list of dangerous numbers. As a matter of fact, this number is not only perceived as just dangerous, but it's even associated with death, particularly in Chinese culture. The reason is that in Cantonese dialect, the pronunciation of the number 4 is say, which is almost the same as death. As a result, Chinese people are really happy if their angel number turns out to be either 4 or anything that includes 4. Number 4. Angel number 13. In most cultures, the number 13 is also associated with misfortune and superstition. However, you should know that in this case, the angel number 13 doesn't directly signal danger or terror. Instead, in numerology as well as spirituality, the angel number 13 has a bit of more complex meaning. And the way it's interpreted depends on the context. Yeah. If you hear the number 4, you should probably take cover. You might get hit by a golf. For instance, if you encounter the angel number 1313, it could mean a positive message from the universe that encourages change in your life. Yes, the meaning of 13 itself is negative, but seeing the angel number 13 or 1313 means that you need to change your actions in order to avoid facing difficulties in life. Ooh, I wonder what my angel number is. This means that you see these numbers everywhere, right? I often see a lot of... Oh my gosh, I need to pay attention now. I need to pay attention now. Which one? Who is my angel number? Number 5, 9 and its variations. The final angel number that might be a sign of upcoming danger in your life is 9. Again, the general meaning of this number is either neutral or positive, as it signifies that new adventures and taking risks. But interestingly, if you frequently notice the number 9 or any other angel number that includes the digit 9, such as 99 or 999, it could be a warning of upcoming challenges in your life. That's why you shouldn't directly interpret receiving the number 9 as a sign of personal growth or new opportunities. Just try to assess the context more carefully and predict the possible risks that this number might be related to. Final thoughts. To sum it up, although the basic idea of the angel numbers is to guide and protect you, context is important when it comes to decoding the message your guardian angel is trying to convey. Having this in mind, whenever you notice this 5 or any other angel number, it's best to assess the circumstances in your life, instead of being afraid and perceiving them as signs of dangers. That was more of a... It was an interesting writing rather than a creepypasta. I guess it is a creepy writing. I wouldn't call it creepypasta, I guess. I don't know. Yes, you have to pay attention if you wish to know more. I used to see a lot of numbers in the past, like... There was a time when I will see 911 all the time. Like whenever I turned anywhere, I will see 911. 911, like it was 9 whenever I like watch the clock, 9:11 p.m., 9:11 a.m. I don't know why. It was just a small time in my life when that happened, but it was really, really obvious that I saw it everywhere. Spooky, yeah. But I guess now that I know it was a number 9 meaning. Let's see. Why don't we read some of the top ranked ones that are small? Let's not take Fuku saying 911 out of context, shall we? 911, 911. Oh my gosh! This rating is 911. I'm gonna start seeing it again, I think. That's so creepy. And the reason... You know why the reason why that happened? And this might be a curse. Actually, you might start seeing 911 everywhere now. The reason why I started seeing 911 everywhere is because someone told me they were seeing 911 everywhere. They told me that they will see it everywhere. In writing, in clocks, everywhere. And ever after they told me that, I started seeing it everywhere. And now you are gonna start seeing it everywhere too! But yes, this one has 911 average rating for whatever reason. How long is it? 22 minutes. Oh my gosh. I want to try to read many different ones that are small. You didn't pay attention before? Sure, buddy. I'm religious. Your superstition won't work on me. Superstition is literally... Wait, what? Religious is superstition. Broski. Religious is superstition. That is literally the definition of religion. I want small ones by length. Let's sort them by length. Shush. Okay. This website is falling apart. It's like it's broken for whatever reason. If something bothers or piques your interest, I find you start to notice it a lot more and you encounter that something. Yeah, it's kind of like the freaking... I don't know. I'm still stuck on... Oh, no worries, Puffkin, no worries. No worries, all good. The streams are for you after all. Enjoy them as you can, as you want. But yeah, it's like when you have a car in Vice City, in Grand Theft Auto, and then you start seeing all those cars everywhere. Okay, so I'm sorting them by the smallness. Yeah, of course, no worries, Puffkins. Enjoy it as you want. Oh, these are like too small. That's actually how GTA is supposed to work. No, yeah, I know. Because of the memory limitations, they actually rewrite the memory just to like use... They were only able to use like 6 or 7 cars at the same time. And it just happens to be that the one you were driving was the most predominant. To be SCP related, well, typically we keep horror stuff for Halloween and October, but yeah, we try to play SCP at some point. But I'm not into like SCP quite a bit. I don't know, but we could start reading about it, I suppose. This website is like made in like Windows 98. Even the drop downs don't work anymore. 21 minutes, 17 minutes. This one is okay, I guess. I want creepypastas about games though. Hold on. Let me take a... I'm barely trying to understand this website too. Like I've never seen it before. I knew it existed, but I've never used it myself. Famous creepypastas, sort by rating highest. Let's see. 2010. Hero Brian. Oh my gosh. Hero Brian is here. 2 minutes. Let's read it. Oh, this was made by 4chan. Ah, I didn't know that. Okay. Hero Brian, October 30, 2010. What's that? You don't know who Hero Brian is? Am I saying it correctly? Hero Brian is supposed to be no, I didn't. Oh, okay, gotcha. Hero Brian is this really popular creepypasta about Minecraft. You've probably seen it because it's like super popular, but here. So, it's this character that appears in some of the games, right? It's like it has white eyes. It has white eyes and it looks just like Minecraft Steve. And it would appear in like some of the players' games, right? It became so popular that eventually it started to come up in like, you know, actual official games and stuff. But it didn't used to be. This is the reason why it exists. So let's read it. Let's read it. In fact, let me post a picture of how he looks. This is supposed to be Herobrine. Watch. I'm sure you've seen it. This guy, this little guy. It's just like Minecraft Steve, but has white eyes. I'll leave it there. I had recently spawned a new world in a single-player Minecraft. Everything was normal at first, as I began chopping down trees and crafting workbench. I noticed something move amongst the dense fog. I have a very slow computer, so I have to play with a tiny render distance. I thought it was a cow, so I pursued it, hoping to grab some hides for armor. It wasn't cow though. Looking back at me was another character with a default skin, but his eyes were empty. I saw no name pop up and I double checked to make sure I wasn't in a multiplayer mode. He didn't stay long. He looked at me and quickly ran into the fog. I pursued out of curiosity, but he was gone. I continued on with the game, not sure what to think. As I expanded the world, I saw things that seemed out of place for random map generator to make 2x2 tunnels in the rocks, small perfect pyramids made of sand in the ocean, and groves of trees with all their leaves cut off. I will constantly think I saw the other player in the deep fog, but I never got a better look at him. I tried increasing my render distance as far whenever I thought I saw him, but it was to no avail. I saved the map and went on the forums to see if anyone else had found a pseudo player. There were none. I created my own topic telling of the man and asking if anyone had a similar experience. The post was deleted within 5 minutes. I tried again and the topic was deleted even faster. I received a PM from a user named Herobrine, containing one word: stop. When I went to look at Herobrine's profile, the page 404. I received an email from another forum user. He claimed the mods can read the forum user messages, so we were safer using email. The emailer claimed that he had seen the mystery player too, and had a small directory of other users who had seen him as well. Their world were littered with obviously man-made features as well, and described their mystery player to have no pupils. About a month passed until I heard from my informant again. Some of the people who had encountered the mystery man had looked into the name Herobrine and found that the name to be frequently used by a Swedish gamer. After some further information gathering, it was revealed to be a brother of Notch, the game's developer. I personally emailed Notch and asked him if he had a brother. It took him a while, but he emailed me back a very short message. I did, but he's no longer with us. I haven't seen the mystery man since our first encounter, and I haven't noticed any changes to the world other than my own. I was able to press print screen when I first saw him. Here's the only evidence of his existence. And then is the picture that I showed earlier. Is this real? Was Herobrine real? Wait, hold on. Now I'm starting to wonder. Was Herobrine real to this person? Eh? The screenshot looks really, like, realistic. Apparently there's like an upscale version of it. I mean, he's right there. But is it real though? Is it real? What do you guys think? Is that real? I don't know. This is also alpha 1.0.1.16.02. I don't know. I mean, this is like, they could make things up. I mean, yeah. But this is in 2010 though. This is before like creepypastas existed. Like creepypastas didn't used to be a thing. Back in that, like, at least they were like barely getting around, you know. According to my calculations, mostly players model bug that spawns in and out of the world. Ah, so you think it was like a bug of a copy of the user player? I mean, somehow they came out with it, right? Like, you know the part that makes me think that this is fake? That he actually emailed Notch. That part makes me think that it's fake because there's no way he would have replied. He would have never replied with something like that, like, oh yeah, I did, but he's no longer with us. It's like, there's no way he would have replied like that. Hello, Meg, welcome. I was so scared there was pee running down my leg. It wasn't mine. What the heck? I'm lying, but mostly like it could be true. Well, I mean, it's a good guess though. It's a good guess. Like, Java, Minecraft was written in Java, and Java has a lot of like bugs. When it comes to gaming, like game development in Java, Java's a terrible program for game development. So glitches like that could exist. Most definitely. But the part that makes me think that it's fake is like that Notch replied with something like that. That sounds like it can be easily disproved by Notch just saying like, oh, I didn't send that email, you know? I wonder if maybe he ever replied or something. Okay, well, let's see. This one is 8 minutes. Let's see. I want more like gaming ones. The gaming ones are the good ones. I don't know. At least to me. It's just there's no way to sort by category. Kind of sucks. My intellect actually being respected. I mean, even a broken clock can tell the time twice a day. Just kidding. Everyone is very smart in this chat. Very, very nice conversation points always. Who's a gamer inside? I'm not. Make, I'm trying to be nice. Stop it. Skyrim Secret 19. This one doesn't even say the rating. There's no ratings for this one. Oh, 1.6 thousand votes. Hold on. I like Skyrim, so we gotta rate this one, okay? This one, it takes 14 minutes. Let's read it. Skyrim. I love Skyrim. Oh my gosh. I love Skyrim so much. I bought it like 6 times. If there are any Skyrim players on here... Me? You're talking about me? Me? Beware of a place called Hosroth Manor. Wait, what? Why? Oh, you can't even copy in this website. Eh? Why can't I copy? Why does this... What the heck? Is this like an anti-copy creepypasta technique? What is the Hosfortarp Manor? A manor. Oh, everything just points to the creepypasta. And I just saw a bunch of creepy images. Nice. Wow, I'm gonna sleep very nice today. I'm falling asleep again. No, what do you mean? What's a Skyrim? 6 times? Well, you know, I bought it when it came out for the Xbox 360. I bought it when it came out on PC. I bought it when it came out for remaster PC. I bought the beer's version of PC. I think that's about it. I think that's it. I have the 360 version, the normal version on PC, the remaster version on PC, the VR version on PC. That's it. Just 4. Just 4 times. Not too bad. Not too bad. Right? It exists just outside of the playable area in the southwesternmost and the end of the map. Directly south of Markarat. Can we for test 6 Skyrim 2? You said 6, that's fine. Well, yeah, I was exaggerating a little bit. This is your Bethesda supporter right here. Skyrim is so good, okay? You don't understand. When it came out the first time, when it came out the first day, it was snowing it came out in December, so it was snowing where I lived. And Skyrim happens to be a game about winter. So, you know, I'm just there in my room just playing, you know, I'm playing there. In the cold winter, it's like snowy outside and it's snowing in the game. You know, it just made sense. So it was a really good game that December. And like the rest of the times that I bought it, I just bought it for nostalgia because I never played it again. I finished the game like one time, only one time, and then I finished the DLC. But the rest of the times was just for nostalgia reasons. I never finished it again. We got Fuku talking about creepypasta before GTA 6. You're not allowed to exaggerate for comic effect. Oh my gosh. How could I? How could I? The Fuku exaggerating? Never. Never. Fuku's a very serious person. Right, little Starlight? By the way, guys, my background. You see my background? You see my background on the back? Do you see my background? It's actually live. It's actually live right now. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, freak. How creepy. How creepy. What background? Yeah, let's not worry about it. Turn around, move the background left and right. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Who cares, right? Who cares? Who cares about the background, right? There are 2 of them. 2 of one. What are you talking about? What are you seeing? I didn't see anything. Okay. Back to reading. Split off by mitosis. Oh my gosh. You'll see it on the edge of the mountain as what appears to be clearing with a rectangular white structure at one end. I found it one day while playing around with the console commands on the game. See, I was bored and decided to explore beyond the playable boundary of the game, as developers tend to leave them with some interesting Easter eggs or unfinished concepts in the great beyond. So I used the command allowing myself to clip through the invisible wall that prevents you from leaving the map and explore the round a bit. You know, that is true. Most of the creepypastas actually, at least most of the creepypastas that I know about, come from places where they were like like developer games, like games that had glitches or hidden places, where developers did like weird things. Like there was one time that I remember quite a bit where I can't remember if this was Skyrim. I think this was Skyrim. Basically, there was this room that you cannot enter and you cannot leave, and all the dead bodies that despawn, all the dead bodies despawn of your world, and then they spawn into this tiny box in the middle of nowhere. Now that's creepy. That's creepy. Were any of you creepypasta readers? Like you read a lot? I was not a big creepypasta reader actually. Like maybe when it was like popular, like you know, years ago, when like creepypasta was like in its peak. You know, there was no creepypasta website. You know, it was just like by word of mouth, basically, right? The only one I remember really was Dog World. I think it was called Dog World. Creepypasta wiki? Eh? Bro has the premium creepypasta. This page contains content that is not safe for work. Eh? What is it about? I was a big nerd back in 2016 when the creepypasta was still around. Yeah. You shouldn't read it on stream. This is giving me chills just looking at it. I just want to know what it is about, though. Like, well, anyways, I suppose I'll keep it for later. Maybe I'll read it tomorrow morning or something. I don't know. Kind of getting spooked out. I remember because it was kind of well written and kind of abstract. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Had to give my spider a haircut. Thank you. Welcome, Simply. The Fukustar. He's alive, yes. Welcome. We're in the middle of spooky stories. Okay. Imagine Fuku just doesn't come back for the next 3 hours and the stream just ends like that. Oh, thank you, Puffkins. Almost had the cerebral board ready. Okay. Any other messages that I missed? How can you leave the room if you can't enter it? Oh, well, that was the creepy fact. That was a creepy factor, isn't it? The only one I remember really was Dog World. Oh yeah, we were talking about that. I remember because it was kind of well written. I'm going to hydrate, proceeds to stare into your soul. Sorry, we need an AFK. I'm probably gonna make an AFK video so that you don't have to stare at my face ever again. I'm just gonna press one button and we're gonna go with there like bloop. I want to share a bone joke for you, but sadly I don't have a bone to pick with you. Brusky, it's not. This is supposed to be spooky stream. What the heck? You can't make joke. You can't make jokes. Okay. See, I was bored and decided to explore beyond the playable boundaries of the game. As a developers tend to leave some interesting Easter eggs or unfinished concepts right beyond. So I used the command allowing myself to clip through the invisible wall that prevents you from leaving the map and exploring around a bit. Spooky scary skeleton is what I am. Oh, is that so? Is that so? You wanna go there? You wanna go there, mister? me. Spooky, scary skibidis and rizzlers down my gut. And if you could just live it down, then so could Kaizenat. Oh my gosh. Let's go! For the first hour or so, I didn't really see much besides empty forest and mountains range. I did come across the model for what looked like an early concept for the farmer, and one of the developers apparently carved his initials into the side of the mountain. But that was really about it. Finally, while approaching the southwest mountain range, I thought I saw what looked like a structure on the other side. My curiosity sparked. I clambered up the mountain with surprising ease and landed in a large grassy yard in front of the enormous white mansion. In front of the mansion was a simple wooden sign that read Hosfortap Manor. A manor. The mansion itself was surprisingly low res for a game this recent and lacked a lot of graphical details. Aside from 2 large rectangular windows on the other side of the door and 4 featureless columns lining the porch, the lawn was also very rudimentary, lacking any sort of decoration and graphical texture, and existing instead of as a little more than a wide sea of green. This must have been a planned location that was abandoned early in development. I entered the mansion, which turned out to be nothing more than a bare frame in the inside. No furniture, lamps, or trophy heads were present to decorate the wood walls. The only decoration this place had was a small podium on the very back, with a featureless black book resting on it. I approached the book and pressed on the prompt to read it, which only didn't give the title, it just said read. Though disappointingly, the page was completely blank, except for the number 1 in the upper left corner. Placing the book down, I turned to leave and was unexpectedly greeted by an NPC I hadn't seen on the way in. It was a young woman, apparently a Nord, with a jet black hair, wearing a long blue gown, the sort of look like Lydia but thinner and with longer hair. The woman stood in the center of the mansion, just staring at me and turning her head to follow me as I walked around her. As I came to about even with her, she said bluntly, "Wealth is temporary." Shall I do it with a female voice? Oh my gosh. Wealth is temporary. What is here today? Okay, Mickey Mouse. Never mind. Wealth is temporary. What is here today will be gone tomorrow. I wasn't sure exactly what this meant. Maybe some unrealized quest involving retrieving this woman's stolen gold? I determined there was no more to see here and left the mansion. This was certainly an interesting find, an entire location and character forgotten in the code of the game, and I had just uncovered them. And speaking of the character, I intended at some point of to find the woman code, so I could bring her to the main game and make her memorable. She was kind of hot. Okay, buddy. Creepy pasta. Mamma mia. Unfortunately, this high point will be overridden by a horrible next day. On the way home from work, someone came up behind me, knocked me over, grabbed the wallet out of my pocket and ran off. I didn't see their face, only that they were wearing jeans and a black hoodie. That wasn't really tremendous help of the police, who said they tried to find the suspect, but without an actual physical description, it'd be difficult. This definitely sucked. Even though I can call and cancel my credit card, I had about 80 bucks in that wallet. And I'm dang near broke as it is. For some reason I couldn't help but recall what the woman in Skyrim said. Wealth is temporary. What is here today will be gone tomorrow. I knew it sounded silly, but I couldn't shake the phrase from my mind. Maybe there was a connection. I ultimately dismissed this thought as ridiculous. After all, whoever heard of magic fortune telling video game? However, I did need some cheering up after this. I fired up Skyrim and decided to return to the Husford Manor. As last time, I neglected to find out the mysterious woman's name, which would be helpful if I'm going to hack her code for and marry her. After journeying back to the end of the map and killing a very persistent dragon along the way, I climbed back over the mountain and reached the mansion. Something was different about it though. The bright white that had cloaked the mansion yesterday had only faded into almost dirty white, and the windows were coated in a thin layer of dust, making the view inside slightly translucent. I approached anyways, stepped inside. To my surprise, the woman had seemingly undergone a change as well. She was a few inches taller. Her hair was also lighter shade than before, and she had more noticeable frown lines. It was almost as if she had aged to some degree, not that drastically, but she definitely wasn't the hot, young 20-something I ran into yesterday. The woman's deep blue gown also looked a bit faded, as though it had aged. As I approached, I noticed that the prompt to talk to her never appeared, making it impossible to know the woman's name. When I looked to her face, she offered me a faint smile, coupled with a slight sigh, almost like she was faking being happy to see me. Holy, okay. A man works hard for his coin, she said suddenly. But when ceased to be useful, he cast away to starve. Great, another cryptic message from an unmemorable NPC of unknown name in a bare house with nothing but a useless book. Disappointed, I left the Husford Manor for what intended to be the last time. It was a neat find, but there wasn't anything of real value there. The next day, I was hit with another whammy. As I came into work at the corner gas station, my boss pulled me into the office and told me that the place had gone over budget and he had to let a few of us go. Sadly, a certain someone was among these few. I tried to explain my finance status as well as the little incident yesterday with the wallet, but my boss merely apologized and said that there was nothing he could do, that he simply didn't have enough money to pay me. Whatever that was, a crap job anyways. As I walked home, a thought came to me, besides my hatred for my boss, that is. This was twice the woman in blue had predicted my fate. The other day she said something about the loss of wealth, right before I got mugged. Then just now she mentions workers being cast away. And here I am unemployed the next day. I know I just dismissed this thought as silly, but what if the mysterious woman was predicting my future? That night I decided to show the Easter egg to one of my friends, who had also been trying to explore the outer fringes of Skyrim with no luck. I had explained to him all the weird things that had happened, including being mugged, losing my job, and the cryptic messages that predicted both. Dude, that's so weird, my friend said when I told him what happened, though I wasn't sure if he fully believed me. I know, I replied. I'm kind of afraid to go back, but you know, maybe I can use this as a heads up from now on. This is supposed to be a 7-minute read? We're not even halfway done. Gotta head off. No worries, Meg. Take care. Oh, it's 14 minutes. Okay. Supposedly. Allegedly. Didn't you just wink at me? I blink. I started up the game and returned the mansion, which was now in even worse shape than yesterday. It looked like a white paint was actually starting to peel off, revealing a stony gray undercoat. Tiny cracks were also beginning to form here and there, if nothing else giving the mansion some texture and personality, albeit an unpleasant one. When I entered, I saw the woman had aged again as well. This time her hair was beginning to gray, and she had noticeable wrinkles on her face. She looked like she was about to in her 50s. This time around her dress was also beginning to tatter and lose its color. I thought you said she was a young woman, my friend said. She was last time she ages every time you visit her house, I replied. My friend was confused by this, and with good reason, seeing as how the NPCs in this game don't age. As I approached, the woman exhaled and her face almost looked sad. Your home is your sanctuary, and you do all you can to preserve it, she spoke. But what happens when others aren't as responsible? Her tones sounded very melancholy. Did you hear that? I asked my friend in an alarmed tone. I didn't hear her say anything, dude. He said, when she opened her mouth, all I heard was static. I packed up my computer in a hurry, ran out the door as fast as I could, and tore down the street towards my apartment. Maybe I could get home in time to stop whatever was going to happen. Just because the game predicted it doesn't mean it's not gonna happen yet, right? There still might be time, I thought to myself. There might still be time. I didn't need to get close to see the flames. What used to be my apartment building was not a glowing orange inferno. Firemen were already at the scene, attempting to quell the fire. But it wouldn't be enough to salvage my burning home. Speechless, I could do nothing but look in despair at my room, crumbling, falling in pieces before my eyes. I'm gonna have to ask you to stand back, sir, one of the firemen said. What the heck happened? I cried. One of the residents left their stove on and got sprayed in the air. We think that they went to light the cigarette and the entire room went in flames. The fireman explained. Do you live here? I nodded, and the fireman apologized and offered his condolences. I didn't know what to think. On the one hand, I was glad I wasn't inside the apartment, thanks to my discovery of the Easter egg. However, I just had lost everything I owned at the fire, all except for my laptop and this copy of Skyrim. Luckily, my friend let me stay at his place for a while, so at least I had a roof over my head. For the next week or so, I focused on trying to find another job, so I could rent a new apartment's room, yet it was having no luck whatsoever. I told my girlfriend Susan the whole situation, from the mugging, to me getting fired, to my apartment burning down. Where did bro get a girlfriend all of a sudden? What is this love triangle going on? What the heck? That came out of nowhere. However, I did leave out the part about the Skyrim fortune teller, as she is neither a gamer nor superstitious. Susan, and then what a terrible name. Susan? Come on. Overcome with sympathy, thorough. Okay, no offense to any Susans out there. It's just a joke, okay? Just kidding. My situation and offered to talk to her boss to see if I could get a job where she works. She really is one of a kind, I thought to myself. Of course, I still put out what must have been 8 job applications that day, just to be safe. Afterwards, I was mentally exhausted and ready to get lost in my video game once again. I decided to visit the host fort. This time though, I just needed a normal session of escapist fantasy to relax my mind. All was going well for a bit. I took on a few random quests, raided a bandit camp, and brought down a few bears. Then mysteriously, a courier approached me in the forest. He did his usual bit about having a letter for my hands only, and then handed me a note called Skyrim Note 367.esp. This was made especially bizarre by the fact that I was in the wilderness when this happened, and typically couriers only hand you messages in cities. Regardless, I decided to read that odd note. I pulled up my inventory, opened the note, and saw that it only had one sentence. Do not come back. This had to have come from the woman in blue, and I understood why. Each visit causes her to age, and we both knew that eventually she would be aged to death. But that is as it may, this woman had a gift that could mean the difference between life and death for me. If her predictions could help me prevent possible disasters, I needed to know them regardless of the consequences to her. The needs of a flesh and blood human being are above those of an artificial intelligence. Sentient or not, I was definitely going back to the manor. My god, broski. You're just... Ugh. What is this mentality? Oh, bad things are happening, so I'm gonna go see her again. She's not fortune telling. She's more like fate telling. You know, she's like creating his fate. It's very different, you know, when... Okay, I guess there's no point explaining it. But you know, is it your fate? Is it your fate about to happen? And she's telling you about it? Or she's the one creating those fates? You know what I mean? There's no way to know without her not telling you. Like, you just live your life, broski, without knowing. I think it would be better. I decided to immediately head to Husford. After all, reaching the edge of the map, I entered the console command and scaled it out of bounds, mounting until I reached the mansion, which was now almost completely dilapidated. What the heck is this word? Dilapidated.
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 Dilapidated. Wait, can you hear that?
Dilapidated.
You can hear that. Oops. I didn't know you could hear that. Okay. Dilapidated it. One of the support columns had fallen over, littering the front porch with rubble. The windows had all now been busted out, revealing an interior that was dusty and riddled with cracks. The exterior of the house was also checkered with spider webs, their inhabitants eyeing me cautiously. Spider? Did someone say spider? The woman inside had, as usual, aged along with the house, but a bit more drastically this time. Her hair had turned completely white. Her face was heavily wrinkled, and she was beginning to hunch over. She looked like she was in her late 60s. Brusky, whoever wrote this must have been a child, because when you're 60s, you don't hunch over, okay? 60s nowadays is like a freaking, just a regular adult. What the heck? Her blue gown had now faded into more of a bluish gray and was littered with rips and tears. As soon as she saw me, the woman stretched her hands in protest and shook her head. Her face conveying a look of both fear and desperation. However, she did not back away or run, as though she was fixed to that one spot in the middle of the room. I approached the woman in defiance of her protest, causing her to lower her arms and hang her head in defeat. Love is a powerful feeling, the woman choked out, her eyes glassy as though she was about to cry. But it is so fragile in this chaotic world, which shows no mercy to even the closest of your loves. My heart dropped. The person I loved more than anything in the world was Susan. We'd been going out for 3 years and we're practically perfect for each other. If anything had happened to her, it will destroy me. I slammed my laptop shut, grabbed the keys to my friend's car, who luckily was asleep, and floored it to Susan's house. During my drive, I could only pray that I would get her in time. I had waited several days to return to Husfarp. What if I already found out too late? Arriving at my girlfriend's house, I could see through the window that her kitchen light was on. Good, I thought. At least she was home. I approached the door and pounded on it several times with no answer. Susan, are you there? I called, my voice shaky from sheer terror. After a few seconds, I knocked again. My striker louder and louder. Wait, hold on. Susan, please open the door, I called again, pounding furiously, to which there was no response. I was mortified now. Unable to waste another second, I rammed the door as hard as I could with my shoulder. Once and then second time, finally, I charged full force at the door, causing it to give way. I hurried to the kitchen, only to find that my worst fear had come true. I was too late. The love of my life lay motionless on the kitchen floor, her mouth dripping foam and her head lying in the puddle of blood. I knew Susan was an epileptic. She clearly had an episode and hit her head on the kitchen table. I literally felt my soul shatter into a million pieces. Not able to remove my gaze from the dead body of my girlfriend, I staggered forward and fell onto my knees. If I had been here just a few minutes earlier, she may still be alive. I lifted Susan's head out of the puddle of blood and held her to my chest, sobbing uncontrollably. At that moment, I wanted nothing more than for her to reach out and hug me back. In a way, I died that night as well. Well, two things out of this story. It's not done yet, but two things before we continue. One, Why is she living alone? If you know this can happen to an epileptic person, why is she living alone? 2. 2. If you've been going out with someone for 3 years, and 1, she's epileptic. 2, you just lost your apartment. Why didn't he stay with her? I mean, that would have solved at least some issues. I don't know. We are a terrible boyfriend confirmed. I don't know. It seems like, wouldn't it be obvious? Wouldn't it be the obvious thing to like move in together or something? I mean, 3 years is a long relationship already. I don't know. That knock was so authentic that I actually went to check my door. Well, yeah, I did it with my hand. I did it with my hand. Nearly a week had passed since my girlfriend's death. Yet a horrible night still burnt fresh in my mind. Why wasn't I quick enough? Why hadn't I gone to receive the woman's prediction earlier? I just couldn't bear the guilt any longer. No matter which way you look at it, Susan's death was my fault. Or was it? That fortune teller had to have known for some time that this would happen. Yet she wastes all that valuable time with far more trivial predictions. I could have lived without the $80 stolen from me. Or that crap job of mine. Heck, even my apartment could have been replaced, but Susan was my love, my soulmate. I had plans to marry her one day. Broski. 3 years? Really? What do you guys think? When is it a good time to propose for you guys? Did you guys, well, I'm gonna tell you afterwards. But what did you guys guess to propose? Like, at what point in a relationship should you propose? I'm kind of curious what you guys think. I feel like all of this could have just been prevented by if he had been, you know, quicker. I find it funny that you think we'd even have an idea. I mean, just a guess, just guesstimate for funsies. 3 years, not bad, not bad. Had she revealed Susan's fate from the get-go, or even informed me in her note that she was hacked the game to send me nonetheless, I could have said my girlfriend's this was all her fault. If living together, might as well propose. Well, yeah, exactly, right? I like guessing. Guessing is gambling. And I'm good at gambling. Broski. Around 2 years sound reasonable. Then again, I wouldn't know. By the way, thank you, Puffkins. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream so much. Thank you so much. So most people marry around 6 months to 1 year. That is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the data that I read a while ago. And it kind of makes sense, right? Because I kind of feel like if you sort of stretched out a relationship for too long, you know, it's also known that relationships that move in without marrying are doomed to fail more likely. So typically people who are serious about a relationship, they marry. They don't want to just like, you know, they don't want to be playing games for too long, because if you do like, you know, 3, 4, 5 years, it's like you start to hear like even comments from people, right? Like, when are you gonna marry her, dude, or something like that. It's because you know it's probably never gonna happen. But yes, let me look it up actually. What is the average time for people to marry? To fall asleep? Reddit. Oh my gosh. I got a bunch of. You know what? Let me ask the AI actually. What's the average amount of time to be in a relationship before marrying? I mean, where did I get my data from then? The average amount of time the couples date before dating marries typically around 2 to 5 years. Depending on cultures. Where the heck did I get my information then from? Need to go, no worries. Khalif, it is getting late, so have a good night, sleep well. I'll see you in the next one. Reddit? Yeah, probably. Probably some Redditor being like, we're gonna marry in 6 months. Nah, I remember this was actual data. I think it must have been like people who are older or tend to marry sooner or something like that. There might be like some differences between age groups. Probably like 50s and above or something like that. From the information store. Your Redditor impression magnificent. Just drinking cola. Yippee! Oh, I was gonna do something, I forgot. What was I gonna do? Forgar. What was I gonna do? Oh my gosh. Drinking cola in Fortnite. Yippee! I forgot. What the heck? Khalif's messages derailed me entirely. I was gonna check on something. Clueless, yeah. Oh, I remember. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna check. One stream we changed the settings for my avatar. I don't know if we returned it to normal. So I'm gonna check because I can tell. I can tell from this finger. You see this finger? It has like a little ring. But it looks like really low quality for some reason. So I think we forgot. No, I made it higher quality and it still looks the same. So I think that was my fault. Okay, never mind then. Never mind. Unless it changes when I close it. It's still blurry. That's weird. Okay. It's like I have to see it every time. The original avatar, you know, the original files, it looks very high quality. Because I'm high quality. I deserve the best. Just kidding. What the heck? Okay. Hastily booting up my laptop, I could see nothing but red. I was gonna kill her. I was gonna bust down that mansion door and break her old body with the strongest weapon in my character had. When the game loaded, I was at the very far end of the map, as far away from Herstforthorpe as I could be. Plant me wherever you want on the map, bish. I won't save you. It won't save you. He's angry. He's gonna kill her. What's gonna happen? I burrowed through the land faster than I thought my character could, mowing down any unlucky AI enemy that crossed my path. Nothing was going to get in my way. My mind was fixed. I could think of nothing more than avenging my girlfriend's death. The forest and halls of Skyrim flew past my vision in a blur of color. I literally stopped for nothing. At last, I reached the mansion, which had completely collapsed into a pile of unrecognizable rubble, and equipped my warhammer. I was itching to bash the old woman's brains in. By the way, this scene is like super cringe. It's like you just saw your apartment burn and your girlfriend die, and the first thing you do is go into a freaking laptop and start tapping away, trying to kill like some NPC in a video game. I think bro actually lost the plot like way before she met this NPC. I think he actually lost the plot way before. But okay, let's continue. I ducked under the fallen beams through Redditor. Oh gosh. I ducked under the fallen beams and clambered over the piles of collapsed marble to find a woman in her usual position in the center of where the building would be. This time, she was older than I'd ever seen a human being. She was hunched and trembling. He's gonna be like, he was so old. She was like 75 years old. I've never seen a human so old. Sorry, let me stop breaking the immersion. This time she was older than I'd ever seen a human being. She was hunched and trembling like 30. Twitter user will definitely go on Twitter and trauma dump. Oh my gosh. This guy is lost the plot, broskies. Looking like she was hardly able to stand up. Her arms looked more like skin stretched over bones. Her hair was nothing more than thin wisps of white, and her gown existed simply as ragged strips draped over her crippled form. To be honest, the woman looked barely alive at all. In this moment, my rage and hatred gave way to almost pity. Her advanced age was clearly putting her in a great deal of pain. I put away my hammer and just stood there, at loss for what to do. You came back. The old woman breathed in what was little more than a loud whisper. Why did you come back? Why couldn't you just stay away? I could tell she was sad, but simply too exhausted to convey it. At this time, a moment of clarity came over me. I fully understood for the first time that this woman was not a simple, mindless AI acting out of programming, but rather a living being and thinking being who existed within the game. I didn't know where she came from or who put her there, but there she was nevertheless. What are you talking about? I caught myself asking out loud. The woman, almost as if she had heard me, raised a trembling arm to point to the book at the back of the mansion. I was confused. The last time I looked at the book, it was blank except for a single number. What would be different now? Still, I found myself overcome by curiosity and opened the old book once more. To my surprise, the contents of the book had completely changed. Rather than one simple number, there were now the numbers 1 through 5 running down the page, each with a different symbol by it. The first symbol was the Skyrim Steves of Guild. The second was the silhouette of a beggar. The third of a burning house. The fourth of a broken heart. And the fifth entry, blank. Wait, if this place knew my future, why was the final entry blank? Then a horrifying realization hit me. What if the woman in blue wasn't predicting my future after all? What if my visits here were actually causing all those things to happen? They did seem to happen very shortly after speaking to the woman in blue. Yes, it all made sense now. The woman wasn't at fault. She was simply the messenger of whatever was responsible for the atrocities plaguing me. Yet I had to hear her message for them to take effect. That's why she never wanted me to return here. She knew that my visits would eventually lead to Susan's death and tried to stop me. But I just wouldn't listen. Now my girlfriend was dead and my life was in shambles because of my arrogance and stupidity. Shaken, I closed the book and turned to leave only to see a horrifying sight. The woman was dead, and her body was completely decayed. She honestly looked like a dragger with a now grey rags thrown over it. Clutched in her skeletal hand was a small note, which I dared not to read, for I knew what it would say. This manor had taken everything from me, and now there was only one thing left I could take. Terrified and still furious, I switched the computer off, ripped out the game disc, and tossed it in the trash, ensuring the manor's final course went undelivered. Nearly a month passed since I threw the game away. I am completely broke now and still without a job. My friend's sense of charity is gone, and he kicked me out. And I have no family who can take me in. So now I am completely alone. The only possessions I have now are the clothes in my bag of my laptop, which I intend to sell after I type this, so that I can finally get some fresh food for once. I still have no explanation for what happened to me, or where Husforthorpe Manor came from the first place. All I know is that there were forces in this world we can't even begin to understand, and when tampered with, they will destroy us. I had to learn this lesson the hard way, and I hope that none of you make the same mistakes I did. If you happen across the mansion in your game, do not enter it, and do not speak to the woman in blue. As for me, though, I will always revile that place for what it did to me. Every night when I go to sleep, I toy with the idea of going to the landfill and finding the copy of Skyrim, so that I can return to the Husforthorpe Manor and receive its last message. After everything Husforthorpe has taken from me, maybe now it will finally give me something. Peace. Well, that was a good story, actually. That was really well made. However, everybody knows that 90% of gamblers quit before hitting gold. What if the fifth one was like, you get everything you ever wanted? Now he'll never know. Rip Susan. What if the fifth one was like, you know, you get a wish, you get your wish granted? Or what if the first one is like, you return to the beginning? You know, why did he quit? He already lost everything. There was no point. That was good. That was good. Embrace this Canva. That was good, but like, that was definitely not 14 minutes. These times are like misleading. It's like probably some Redditor who's been reading since like he was like 3 years old. Reading like smut romance and things like that every day. Yeah, this is totally 10 minutes. It's like a freaking 6,000 page book. What the heck are ESPs, by the way? There's another file that says ESP. This one is 14 minutes of read. Oh my gosh. Let's look for a smaller one, like 7 minutes maybe. Super Mario. Oh, 3 minutes. Let's read this one. 4.4? No, this one is a bad one, I guess. This one must suck. Never mind. 8 minutes. This one is 8.7, 8.2. Oh, frick. Okay, this one has pictures. I just jump scared myself. What in the Sigma? And there's a video that is unavailable now. 6 minutes? I don't know if this is 6 minutes, broskies. You wanna see the image? Okay. So this is called Rap Rat. Rap Rat, written by Canadian Cowboy. Okay, that's interesting. This is the image. I don't know what is supposed to, I mean, it's like a rat with giant freaking ears that look like scissors. What am I looking at? It's like a cheese wheel. The terror begins. Okay, I'm gonna remove the image because it's kind of like weird. If you saw, you saw it. Ever heard of Nightmare? Like a lot of other games in the 90s, it came with a VHS which you timed with your play. The character on the video game will give you instructions. Oh, the character in the video will give you instructions on what to do while you play the game in real time. Being a scaredy cat, I refused to play it when my mom bought it for us. My brother was disappointed about not being able to play Nightmare. But my mom had a solution. She brought out the Rap Rat. It was a cheap, dingy little thing catered to kids my age. You went around the board, collected cheese, and the first player to reach the end will win. It seemed simple enough, and since it reminded us of Mousetrap, which we didn't have, there were no objections. We popped the movie into the PHS and set up the board. The first part of the video was just simple explanation of the rules, as well as instructed on how the game worked. I remember hearing something about this. Nightmare video? Yeah, I remember reading about this before. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it. But it's like this. It's actually kind of cool looking, actually. It's like this retro game. It's like a board game. It came with a VHS that you're supposed to play along. So I guess I'm just showing you guys so you know. I'm too fat. The keys are cool looking, I guess. Yeah, there's the VHS Nightmare. I wonder if anyone here has it. Oh yeah, you remember Tiggy? Yeah, that was, I heard about it. I never had it, but I heard about it. Fat freaking image. So fat. Wait, were you saying yeah to me saying that I'm fat? You just got me fat. Okay. Let's see. Then Rap Rat came onto the TV. What? Just kidding. Okay. Then Rap Rat came onto the TV. He was not what any of us had been expecting. My smaller brother, who was only 3 at the time, immediately left the room crying. The rat did not even resemble a rat. The ears were far too big. It had a mouth lined with 2 teeth, and the inside of the mouth almost swollen. So they're talking about the image. You know what? I'm saving all these images on my computer. I'm gonna give myself the biggest freaking jump scare if I don't delete them. So I'm gonna show the image one last time. And then I'm gonna delete all these files from my computer. Because they're piling up, all these creepy images. Okay, say goodbye. Gonna delete them all. Sorry, Hero Brian. Bye bye, yes. I'm gonna give myself the freaking biggest jump scare by accident. Like, oh, what did I download? Okay. The rat did not resemble a rat at all. The ears were too big. It had a mouth lined up with 2 teeth. And the inside of the mouth looked almost swollen. The most striking part about them, though, was the eyes. They were large, glassy, and fisheye-like. I asked, then bothered, and begged my mom to turn it off. Rap Rat was suddenly shouting loudly, screaming and wailing, saying, "Wait your turn," in a demonic, low-pitched voice. Wait your turn. Was not all like this, his normal obnoxious nasal voice. In the background, we could hear the narrator saying, he's Rap Rat, and he's the boss, over and over again in overly serious tone. The video was indescribable. Images across the screen in quick succession, overcut with Rap Rat's expressionless eyes. The images were some of the things I was afraid at the time. A person looking over a balcony, a hornet slowly stinging someone's eye, an extreme close-up of a tarantula, a pit full of written cobras, and a bloodied syringe filled with green fluid. We immediately turned the video off, and I ran out of the room screaming, slamming my door. It took my mom 20 minutes to convince me that the video was gone, that I will never ever see it again. I had nightmares all week about Rat Brat. Why is there a person looking over a balcony? How is that? Why was that one of his fears? A person looking over a balcony? Like, looking at the distance? Is it scary? Is it scary to look at a distance in a person on a balcony? Or is he talking about the person falling over the balcony? I'm confused about that one. That wasn't the last time I saw a Rap Rat. Well, my girlfriend... What the heck? What? Wasn't he like 10 years old? The reason he was watching Rap Rat is because he couldn't watch the real thing. Now he has a girlfriend? This is like the... You see, this is how you know it's fiction. Because all these people have girlfriends out of nowhere. What the heck? That wasn't the last time I saw Rap Rat. Well, my girlfriend and I were preparing to move together. I was cleaning out the closet of my room and found Rap Rat again, with the same VHS and the same board game inside. It was almost perfectly intact, save for a thick layer of cobwebs and dust bunnies on top of it. This was strange. Didn't my mother get rid of it? And what was the game doing in my room? I let out a bit of a gasp when I found it, and my girlfriend came into my room, asking what was the matter. Breathing harshly, I said, Rap Rat. She laughed a bit, asking if it was a joke. I shook my head, explaining that it wasn't. She didn't believe me, nobody did. And I decided that the only way to prove it to her was to show her the video. Yes, of course, you absolute donut. This is like the Ring plot. Like, why would you show someone something that traumatized you? What the heck? I suffer, so you must suffer too. No, like, what? I borrowed my... Sorry, I'm like already like ranting. About to leave a poor review on this. A poor Steam review on this freaking creepypasta. I borrowed my neighbor's VHS and played that. It just goes to the neighbor like, Brusky, can't you just go buy your own? Like, this is not her fault. I borrowed my neighbor's VHS and played the video for her. However, the images had changed. I saw a clown, its nose bursting and spraying blood onto the screen. I saw a woman alone in the dark room. I saw a man being forced to pick up white-hot metal and hold it in his outstretched hand, turning his hand to the leathery mess. The scratching I heard as a child continued, picking up louder and louder. Then Rap Rat showed up and began twisting and convulsing, its arms thrusting this way and that. The custom wasn't custom anymore. The felt was real fur. Its face wasn't plastic, but instead a bristle of thorns, white teeth. The eyes turned inwards and suddenly popped out again. Rap Rat's huge fish eyes were inside out, staring right at me, watching me every move, my every expression. It grinned widely and gestured at my girlfriend and I with a single outstretched, inhuman hand. I could hear the faintest scratch at my front door. The TV went blank and showed static. The scratching got louder. It wasn't scratching anymore, but thumping. The thumping of tiny feet on wood. My girlfriend embraced me in fear and my senses kicked in. Before anything else could happen, I stopped the video, ejected it and unplugged the VHS. The scratching stopped when I looked out the living room window. Nothing was there. The police showed up soon after, warning us that a neighbor had seen a figure outside of our door and had called it in concern. My girlfriend and I simply couldn't explain what had happened and had to tell the police officer that it was us. I was furious that a children's game was terrifying me. I went to pick it up, the tape, but the VHS burned in my hand. It felt like I had touched a Bunsen burner on the highest setting. We had to get the oven mittens from the kitchen in order to take it out, and even then it was scorching hot. I brought it outside, tossed it down the sidewalk, and crushed it with my winter boots. My girlfriend and I had nightmares every night. Broski. Is it absolutely necessary in the story to keep calling her your girlfriend? Like, we get it, broski. It's yours. No one is gonna snatch her, okay? You can just say we. Or like something else, like my girlfriend and I, like... Is it absolutely necessary for this event, plot, story, for us to know every single time that is yours? Bro's just making sure. Bro is like, you know, in prison, how they steal each other's food. He's like grabbing the tray, like, no, don't steal my food. Every single time it's like my girlfriend and I, like, broski, we get it. She's yours, bro. She's yours. Does she not have a name? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Susan and I. Oh my gosh, never mind. Maybe my girlfriend is better than Susan. My girlfriend and I had nightmares every night. We will both wake up in the middle of the night and describe every similar images that we saw in our sleep. The scratching would always be there at night when lights were off and the room was pitch black, save for the moonlight coming through the window. Now, though the scratching will happen every time I went near the front door and every time we said Rap-Rat's name, it sounded as if something very small was dragging something across the ground outside the door. Pacing, waiting. I will simply wait with the covers pulled up to my neck until I succumb to my exhaustion. At this point, I was determined to sue the company for damages. The first thing I did was call my mother and ask where she got Rap-Rat. She had no idea. I found a merchant who sold versions of Rap-Rat and asked how I could get in touch with the company. He sent me this email. I don't know about the game, but I know it was created by the same people who created Nightmare. The company is called the Couple of Cowboys. Try them. Frick, I'm getting freaked out. I did a bit of more research and discovered that the company became defunct in 1994, only 2 years after the company created Rap-Rat. I discovered why they did soon after. In 1992, the year of the game's development, a couple of cowboys had commissioned a manufacturing company in Haiti to create the doll portrayed in the game. The company who created the puppet ran a sweatshop where they forced women and children to produce the various components of the puppet, including the felt and plastic of the doll. One day, a young Haitian girl got her arm caught in an industrial sewing machine. The spring loader, unable to handle the weight on the machine, came loose and struck the child's neck, killing her instantly. A few days later, after the funeral, the mother of the child came to the factory, demanding to see the owner, who denied that he had anything to do with it. In a fit of rage, the mother said the blood from the innocent will seep into every crevice of the doll, every component with which it was created, and all who touched it will die. She claimed to have summoned a fear demon and screamed at the top of her lungs, Apparat will curse you." The owner simply laughed and told his corporate bosses about Apparat. They spread the joke from person to person, and the game was renamed Raprat, a loose anagram of Apparat. Each recitation of the name Apparat brought with it greater and greater curse. Only 2 years after Raprat was created, the company was shut down and the owners hired by Mattel. How? Okay, I probably should hold my thoughts until the end. How is a little girl that had nothing to do with anything and died in an accident, like whole stud intensifying, like why? How would she be the one cursing anyone? I mean, I know the mom is the one cursing them, like, you know, but I don't know. The little child probably didn't, like, why? First of all, what is a child doing there to begin with? Like, who, you know, like, she's the mom, you know? Who was responsible for this child to get a job? The mom. So, really, who is at fault here? Anyways. Okay, I was gonna say something, but never mind. There were stories of the workers begging for days off, skipping work for weeks and weeks, finding the puppet in strange places. Sooner were the stories of the suicides, grim, violent suicides in which the workers will stab their hands and burn themselves to death, writing "I am fear" on the nearest surface in blood. Nobody knows where the Raprat doll went after the original creators disappeared. Some say that the last thing the victims saw before going insane were large sunken fish-like eyes. This is the part that kind of sucks, because it's saying that you should not say the word. What's gonna happen to me if I keep saying it? I hate it. I don't like this. Good luck, Fukustar. Okay, here we go. I quickly googled on Reddit if this is true. It says yes. Just kidding. Words of warning. Never ever say Apparat out loud. Saying a demon's name out loud is an invitation to them. A calling. If you have already done this, it cannot be undone. Do not try to speak to or contract Apparat. Avoid being awake between 3 and 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. when Raprat is the most likely to try to scare you. Frick. This is so bad. The VHS is back. I thought. I stumped it on and it smashed. To Kingdom Come, but it's back. I found it in my sock drawer yesterday. This time I was ready. A whole bunch of people have been contacting me, trying to get the tape or some sort of video from the board game. My answer to you is that it's just too dangerous. If I did that, it could be very well drive you insane, scare you to death. The video in the game and Raprat itself has some sort of strange power. Raprat follows me everywhere I go. I see little the shadows of the corner, hear sounds coming down the hallway. When I'm the only one home, if Raprat is there, it will let you know, but it will never let you see it until it's too late, of course. A lot of people have been watching the normal video from the normal board game. That's the thing. Rap Rat can be normal. It will trick you into thinking it's just a puppet. And then stalk you day and night. So is it a real game? When I look it up, it just says creepypasta, tabletop game. Rap Rat is a board game that uses VHS released in the early 90s. Well, similar to concept but lesser known atmosphere, it is now more of a famous creepypasta. So is it real? I don't understand. Oh, it is real. Let's see. These are pictures of the game. The video board game, Rap Rat. The rules. Doesn't look so intimidating here. There's a VHS. What an interest! This story was actually creepy. Especially the part where it's like, I mean, by the time that you already said like 20 times Rap Rat, it tells you that you can't say it. Like, come on, broski, you can't do that. Those rats are unsettling. Really? You think so? Not as much as the one that we saw at first, I guess. So it is a real game, man. Oh gosh. No. Is this real? No. The one here looks so creepy. No, this cannot be real, right? No. Isn't this the image that we saw? Isn't this the same image that we saw? Hold on, let me confirm it. By downloading it again. Just kidding. Yeah, that's the image. Oh my gosh, this is not real. I can read the text? Wait, why? Oh, it's in Italian. I didn't realize. But it looks to me like what happened? It looks to me like this is the same picture from the creepypasta. Yeah, I don't know what it says. But even the words are kind of like, they look kind of fake. Like this part looks fake, kind of, almost. It looks too... This looks like photoshopped. I don't know. Is this real? Interactive video game board. No way. Is this real? I'm confused. Proposed official link? Wait, what? Is Rap Rat a real board game? Rap Rat is a board game that uses the BH... But that's the same website though. Found a copy of Rap... The text in the back was in Italian, but one other image was in French. Oh, really? Okay. Found a copy of the Rap Rat video board game for $2 at the local secondhand. It sucks that someone decided to use the Sharpie instead of a price tag, though. Wait, what? Rubbing alcohol justifies. Wait. So if I go on eBay, can I buy it? Oh, you can actually. You actually can buy it. No, then okay. Fully complete and rare. So this is what it looks like. £2. Back when boxes and instructions manuals were written in less than 40 languages. Oh yeah, I remember. There's even a puzzle thing. See, like when stories make you wonder about even after you're done with the story, that's when a story really got you. At least it did get me. It got me real good. What the heck, guys? Am I gonna die? That was a good story. That was really creepy. Jesus. I don't know. Is that creepy enough? Are you guys creeped up as much as I am? You're not gonna die. We're gonna die. Daijoubu. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna die. You guys are. I live in space. You're the fortune star. You will survive. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Well, the rat story was very unsettling. Yeah. That was... Oh, there's a creepypasta video on YouTube. Unless fuku supernovas, then everyone dies. Well, I suppose so, yeah. Maybe like 9 billion years from now. I'm still a baby. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. You're really gonna watch that? No, I don't think so. I'm creeped out right now. I think I'm creepy past that. Passed away. Mamma mia. Pasta la vista. I think I'm creeped out. But that's all the time I had for today anyways. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys like reading creepy stories with me? Pasta la vista, yeah. Passed away. It was really fun. It was really fun. Yeah. I wish I could have gone through more of them, but like the freaking times are wrong on this thing. If we had just read the first one that we picked, the scary one with the Majora's Mask one, that one said that it was 47 minutes. It probably would have been the entire stream just reading that one. You love listening to me? Thank you. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Don't forget, guys, we're gonna be watching the special, the Halloween special, very, very soon. I worked on it I thought it was really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys' reactions to it. Because some ASMR going at times. Yeah, whispering. I'm gonna post it here so you guys can remember. Click notify in all sorts of ways. Notify in the Discord, notify in YouTube, notify on Twitter, notify on Instagram. I'll send you smoke signals if I have to. But I'm really excited to see your reactions. To see what this, I don't know. I love seeing the reactions of last year's. And this one is this episode is really interesting. Let's put it that way. I liked it. I liked making it, and I'm sure you'll like watching it. So it's a little bit. I think the first one. Let's see. Actually, you cannot tell how long the premiere is gonna be. But since you guys are here, I'll give you some insight about it. Last year's episode was 6 minutes and 43 seconds. This one is a little longer, actually. It's about 7 minutes and a half, I think. Let's see. Not by much, but 7 minutes and 22 seconds, yeah. So just like a minute longer. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Everyone made it. Everyone made the con. Fukustar is there. All the Starlights are there. Stellaris is there. Even Fuku Spider is there. Lucky number 7. Yeah, my angel number is 777. If you ever see 777, then you've been visited by the angel of fortune, myself. Fuku Spider love, yes. I actually, when I said that he was gonna appear on the Discord, there was one operations of Fuku Spider, but then I wasn't done with the entire thing. I was like about 50% done. But then I had forgotten that there's a part where it appears again. So there's gonna be actually more than one time where Fuku Spider appears. All the Starlights, yes. All the Starlights are gonna come. Wait, what? All the Starlights are gonna show up. Come up on the screen. That's what I meant to say. I'm being watched. Cool. Is it the real Seafox or the one from the Seafox store? Well, I suppose you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out tomorrow, or in not tomorrow, in 6 hours actually. 6 hours. I gotta go to sleep, guys, so I can wake up and watch it with you guys. But yes, I'm gonna look forward to that. I'll be there. I'll be watching with you guys. Make sure to be there and chat as much as you want. We're gonna be chatting. There's gonna be a 2-minute intro from YouTube, and then the video is gonna start. The 2 minutes is just for like people to watch like the ad and all that, like make the notifications and all that. So also I'm gonna be pinging everyone for the stream ping. So if you have the stream ping, you're gonna get it. You know when it's gonna start. So I'll see you guys there. Okay. I hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I had a lot of fun. It's now November 1st here in Japan, so it's no longer Halloween, but I always like squeezing October as much as I can, and it was really fun this year. Regardless of me moving and all that, it was still very fun. So I really appreciate you guys coming along this journey, and of course, as is apparently it's just tradition now. We're gonna say goodbye to Halloween with a nice Halloween special. I hope I can do that as well next year, because it's really fun. So far, now it's a tradition, right? It has to be done every year. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope I made your Halloween, even if it's a little bit better. Even if it's just a little bit better. Mine was definitely better. I really had fun this year. So even if it's a little bit better, I hope I improved your Halloween or your October. But for now, I'll see you guys in 6 hours. Have a good night, or good day, or good evening. Bye bye. Take care. Sleep well, or not. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can tell you when to sleep. Bye. Some wrestlers stand your gun. And if you could live it in, then so could Kaisenant.